Miss Marie, thank you so much for speaking with me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I am good. Thank you for being a part of Good Detours. This chat is personal for me too because you are one of my son's teachers, and my mom was a teacher too. She's now retired, but she was a teacher for 40 years, and I saw it up close how exhausting this role can be. And I used to be very proud of how committed she used to be her job. She used to feel very fulfilled, and she used to be very proud of her students. So, is that your experience too? That this job does demand a lot, but it is rewarding in more ways than one?
It is definitely very exhausting. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy to match the energy that children bring into the classroom, but it is the most rewarding and wonderful job and experience I've ever had.
Okay, that's good. So let's go back to the beginnings. When did you decide that you wanted to be a teacher, and how did you decide on that?
Yeah, so when I was in elementary school, when people would ask me what I wanted to be when I grow up, I always would tell them I wanted to be a preschool teacher.
Wow.
And part of that, I think, comes from just growing up in a household where I had two older siblings that had mental and physical disabilities. I learned a lot of things very early on, and I
Mhm.
wanted to teach other kids the same things that I had learned. So I knew early on that I wanted to teach.
That is amazing. I think there are only a handful of people in the world who can say that I wanted to be this at the age of 3, and I am that person today. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Share with me what is a typical work day for you?
Um, it's a lot of energy. There's a lot of laughter.
Uh-huh.
There's some tough moments with some tears, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
we work through it with the kids.
Mhm.
We do follow a schedule as best as our class will allow us to.
Mhm.
Sometimes we fall off of that schedule a little bit. Just
Mhm.
with kids, it's kind of unknown every day. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. You're not dealing
Um,
with mature, objective people. You're dealing with
yeah.
toddlers, so there
Yep.
are definitely uncertainties.
Yeah, we do lots of art projects and using our creativity so that our children can grow in that aspect as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that firsthand. I mean, the ideas you guys come up with every day, it's a new activities. I think it's commendable what you guys are able to pull off, even in this difficult time. And what I would want to know is talking about difficult things. What is the hardest part of your job? What would you say?
I think the hardest part of the job is making sure that I'm able to keep my own stress and my own struggles at a level where it's not being placed on the children. So they're not being affected by my stress
Mm-hmm.
because children can really, really read your energy. And
Yes.
I don't ever want a child to feel my stress. It can be challenging at times, but it definitely is something that I've learned to manage. And ideally, I just want to be there for the kids to teach them
Mm-hmm.
and help them grow. So to me, it's all worth it.
Good. Do you remember how was your first day as a teacher with the kids?
Oh, I'll never forget my first day in that classroom. I
Really?
remember feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like, what is
Mhm.
going on here? This seems like a lot of energy, but
Yeah.
I love energy and I love being busy. And it was just so exciting to receive hugs and love from these little children. They
Hmm.
automatically felt like they could trust me. And that was just like the most rewarding feeling ever.
Good. Talking about the rewarding things, what is actually the most rewarding part you would say of this role?
I think watching children learn and grow and understand emotional and social connections and just starting to like piece things together about life is
Hmm.
the most rewarding thing, just to watch them like connect the dots. It's really exciting to see that.
That's cool. 2020 was a difficult year, and all our lives have changed in so many ways. How did it impact your job and day-to-day work? How are you guys dealing with that?
Yeah, I think the most challenging part about all of that is that we definitely don't have the face-to-face connection with parents like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important to have that connection in order to help work as a team for that specific child to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But we have made efforts to try to communicate using the Daily Connect app that we have to try to reach out to parents and talk back and forth. And if any parents did have a question, we do try to make phone calls and stay in touch just because that's really important for the child's development.
Yeah.
We definitely have made a lot of changes for safety and different protocols to keep the classrooms clean
Yeah.
and make sure the staff is healthy. Um, but we do want to make sure we're staying open and available to help parents and to teach kids.
No, you guys have done a commendable job. I mean, I know there are so many health and safety measures that you have implemented, wearing a mask all day for teachers.
Yeah.
It cannot be easy, I mean, and then you guys have done that. You guys have kept the lights on. How important it is for a parent to really see that their kid is in a safe space and, they're happy there. I don't think you can put a value on that. So hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
Do you want to share like a cute moment in recent times that has happened that made you felt like, oh my God, I'm totally in the right profession?
My favorite part of the day normally is when we decide to turn on some music and we just
Uh-huh.
have a full dance party in the classroom where I get up and move, the kids are getting up and moving, and
Okay,
it's just like all smiles and giggles. And
that's
I
good.
just like love that so much.
And it happens every day,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Every
Awesome.
day. If if I feel like those kids need to get some wiggles out, we just turn on the music and off we go.
Good, good. You shared with me you're a single mom and you're dealing with kids all day. As much as a parent love their kids, it can get, little tricky dealing with kids all day, every day. So tell me, who are your pillars of strength who provide you that kind of, support and sanity to get through this?
Yeah, being a single mom and having my own daughter in my classroom
Yes.
has its own challenges,
Hmm.
along with 13 other toddlers. It
Yeah.
can be a lot. I feel really grateful for the community I have in my work environment with the
Hmm.
other teachers and my directors and the people I surround myself with. They're great influences. And also with my mom and dad, they are just above and beyond amazing, helping me raise my daughter. So
That's good.
that's usually who I rely on to help me in my challenging moments.
No, that's good to hear. What would you want to say to future generations or people who would want to be a teacher? What advice would you give to them, before they really jump into this profession?
The best advice I would give someone who wanted to be a teacher, especially for young children, is
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes things don't go the way you want them to. And the
Mm-hmm.
best thing to do is just surrender to the process. Let the kids be kids, learn and grow with them, teach them how you manage your emotions, and they will learn from you.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, just be happy and smile, and you'll receive that back.
That's good. That's good. And do you ever feel like, the kids love you so much that they just want to be around you? And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, sometimes the kids will definitely sort of tag along and follow me around the classroom. And it's
I've
really
heard kids
sweet.
adore you.
Yeah, I think it's really sweet, and I enjoy that. Sometimes I just will ask them, I need some space right now. I need to do something. Can you go find a friend or a toy to play with? And I'll
Mhm.
I'll come back and we'll play, and they respond to that pretty well. And that also teaches them boundaries, and they can then in turn use that in their own life with their own friends and ask for space if they need it.
That's good. No, I think it's not just like, spending time with their classmates or spending time with you guys. They learn just so much from you. Just goes on to just highlight the fact that how amazing our teachers are and how much they're giving back to us and how big of a role they are playing in, shaping the future generations. Like I shared with you the other day, I sneezed and my son turned back to me and he's like, bless you. And me and my husband looked at each other. I was like, I didn't teach him that. He didn't teach him that. So he definitely got it from you guys. And,
Yeah.
learning to say bless you is way down on the list because he's like, if I can get him to eat his greens, that's more than enough. Yeah, so that was amazing. One last question I have for you is what would you say is the harder job? Is it teaching or parenting?
I think parenting is
Is
harder for
harder?
me than teaching. I think so.
Okay.
I think it's hard because when I'm teaching, I'm teaching other people's children to where
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like I don't need to take you home with me and keep doing this at home.
Yeah, but parenting is a full-time job. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
spot on.
I think that's the difference with
Well,
that.
thank you so much for speaking with me, Miss Marie. I think I respected you as it is. You are an awesome teacher, but the more I got to know your story, the more respect I have for you. So thank you so much for sharing with me.
Thank you for having me.